Happy Halloween, everybody. Happy Halloween, surf rock, vampire craziness today. Got the Gretches out, having a good time with them. Folks, it is so good to be home for a couple days here. We were out. I should have taped something while I was on the road. I'll do it this week when we get up to Brooklyn. For anybody knows anybody in the New York area, we got Rockwood Hall coming up November 8th, stage 2, and we're gonna be back here in Nashville at Cabana Taps on November 20th. So hit me up, I'll give you some more information. We're also, of course, doing a bunch of high schools for Fun in the Future. We did Redan High School in Stone Mountain last week. We went down to the Largo Cultural Center in Largo, Florida. I got to give the keynote to the FBLA folks, and we played a bunch of music down there. It was an absolute blast. But I will start doing some of these guitar corners from the road here. I've only got about 3 more weeks on the road, but I want to keep it rolling. But yeah, I'm in Nashville tonight. Gonna go to a little Halloween party over at Carter Halsey's. The band is doing good. I hope everybody out there is safe and sound and doing well. Yeah, I just figured this was Halloween time's a good time for a little vampire surf stuff. Here's the 3 things that you got to know for, you don't have to know, but the things that I lean on for surf rock stuff. One is the Bigsby. This is about a $600 Gretsch. Sweetwater yet again. The second is Slapback. Without that slapback, all I'm doing is going. But you get that up to speed and put that little boss delay on. And it really takes on a whole life of its own. One of the little dissonant things I did in that little, ad-lib solo was the so ugly and so perfect. Ugly beautiful, that's what I'm looking for, is ugly beautiful. We got the 15th fret, and then what would be the 14, but instead of playing them on the same string, you go up to 19 and let it just ring together and get nasty, and let those 2 notes have a little bar fight together. So what do we got? One is the Bigsby. Give him a little spy. One is the Bigsby, Slapback is another, and then of course, and I don't think I gave you my best foot forward on this, but the super fast picking run down the neck. That's the Dick Dale magic. We opened up for Dick Dale in Salt Lake City many years back, and it was great. He basically took 2 Fender Super Reverbs, which I have a couple at storage, but he basically just rolled his hand across everything. Spinal Tap, this one goes to 11. He just rolled his hand across, turned both supers up to a bazillion. And I don't know how old he was. He's probably 70 years old. He went out there, 3-piece band, and just decimated the crowd and our eardrums, but it was great. But that was a cool crowd. A lot of guitar players in that crowd, sold a bunch of merch, had a good time. But he went out, the thing that I remember the most is at the end, he sat on the edge of the stage in SLC, and he just sold his CDs right off the edge of the stage, talked to everybody, very, very personable. But yeah, there's the king of surf rock right there. If you ever saw Pulp Fiction, you know the track Miserlou, you know how it works. But that, surf rock always and Halloween always go together for me. A lot of what I was playing was actually a theme song I wrote for a show called Ley De Zapata, the Zapata Law, which was a show down south for Universal. I had the theme song on there, and it was a lot of those, Aeolian minor. Bigsby, a lot of slapback. Went to A minor. The turnaround, of course, we've done this in a couple other videos. Basically 12-bar blues, but minor. B, C, B. So if you know your bar chords, you're there. Lick, I do that a lot, is basically just it's just pull-offs, and then tag the next note up, pull off, tag the next note up, and you get that up to speed, and it starts rocking and rolling. I want to say about the comments, I'm gonna keep this quick tonight. I want to say to some of the folks that checked in last time, most amazing comments on Guitar Corner 21, because this has never happened. This was one of my favorite guitar players of all time wrote, a cat named Gino Medina. I can't even begin to tell you how much influence and love and help that man gave me when I was a little dude. So I'm going to probably do one of these Guitar Corners just for Gino, things I've learned from him and how important he was in my my upbringing, both personally, spiritually, and on the sixth string. But Gino was on there, so one of my favorite guitar players, my favorite producer, Matt Wallace, was on there. My favorite, I say music attorney, which is awesome, but he's a lot more than that. The Rev, Steve Winograd. There's just some incredible people chiming in on these comments. So we're small right now, but we're mighty. So I can't thank you all enough. Tell me what you want to see. Jason Coker gave me another great idea for something I'm going to do either on the road next week out of New York City or when I get back here, back at the ranch. But I'm gonna keep these going. Hopefully I'll start having a couple a week again. Falcon, I'll see you out in Manhattan. I really, really appreciate y'all more than you know. Okay, quickly for show and tell. Again, tell everybody Rockwood Hall, November 8th, and Cabana in New York City, and Cabana Taps in Nashville, November 20th. Those are not high school shows for the charity. Those are open to the public. We want to see it. But for Halloween, my show and tell this week, you beautiful people. You've heard me talk about Kiss way too much. This is me, Detroit, Michigan, dressed up like Ace Frehley. And this one is really special to me, especially since I lost this beautiful man a couple years ago. That's my pops being Gene Simmons and me as Ace at my grandfather's house back in the day right outside of Detroit in Ypsilanti, Michigan, where I was born. Man, I tell you, I know it's nostalgia, but it's a beautiful thing. I'll be thinking about the family tonight for Halloween. I hope you and your families are doing great. I hope you have some fun. Be safe out there. This COVID insanity is going down, but it's still catching some people, so please be safe. I love y'all. Thanks for joining me. We did it. We're under 10 minutes for once. I will see you soon. Happy Halloween.